got a new show for y'all. CNN, the gift that keeps on giving. They're talking about men and women sports.
Yeah.
And then,
but you can't say there's men and women in sports.
That's considered to be transphobic now.
And it's a slur.
Exactly. Watch this.
A lot of families out there who don't believe boys should play girls' sports.
They're not boys. I'm not going to listen to transphobia at this table. I am not going to listen to you call a trans girl a boy.
Are you going to allow me to finish my explanation?
When you use a word that's a slur, I'm going to interrupt. That's not how it is. They're not boys. They're not boys. They're not playing girls' softball. I'm not going to sit there and listen to that.
Let's reset for a second because, look, this is a really heated issue, right? And Sharmichael, I know you. I know that you understand that people have different views on this. I think out of respect for Jay, like, let's try to talk about this in a way that is respectful.
Okay, so let me rephrase this since I'm being targeted here.
I don't. Just to be clear, you are not being
but
targeted.
I am. But it's okay.
I'm specifically saying that I know that you are not intending to be transphobic.
He should know that I'm not. He wants to sit here and bloviate.
I'm saying you're using a phrase
I want to give you an opportunity.
So the way regular people interpret it,
that's not regular people. That's not regular people. There's no consensus that these are actually boys. This whole thing about trans girls is a canard. We're talking about a tiny, tiny sliver of the population.
That may be the
and
case,
we're using
but my point in terms of its effectiveness.
Just get to your point.
My point in terms of its effectiveness. Regular people with children look at these things and they say, you know what, this is a bit too far. I do not agree with this. I don't like this. I think Democrats are going way too much to the left on social issues. They're uncomfortable with it. A lot of people believe that. A lot of families believe that. You may disagree with that reality, but that's why Republicans kept running those ads over and over and over again, because they saw the metrics suggested that they were working.
In those ads over and over again and using rhetoric like you just used, saying this is boys playing girls sports. First of all, we're talking about 5 people in the entire country. We're talking about trans girls being allowed to play with the people who are in their gender. And if you don't believe, you don't have to listen to me. Listen to the American Medical Association, the American Psychological Association.
The American Medical Association.
This is not about the
guys.
This is about trying.
So y'all hear that? If you're a trans girl, you can't refer to them as a biological boy. Because they're not boys. They're girls.
That's crazy. Now, I want to make this point.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I want to make this point. That guy that had all the pushback, he's actually a rabbi, which is what? A Jewish religious leader. Right? And I'm thinking, did y'all know, like this gender ideology that we're fighting against here in this country, do y'all know where that stuff started?
The Talmud.
It comes from a religion known as Judaism. Pull up the website. Look, the title of the site, The 8 Genders in the Talmud, My Jewish Learning. This is bizarre, but here it is, the eight genders in the Talmud. Judaism has recognized non-binary persons for a millennia. Here's the 8 of them.
Thought non-binary gender was a modern concept. Think again, the ancient Jewish understanding of gender was far more nuanced than many assume.
Look, here they are. Number 1, Zakar, I guess male.
Yeah.
Number 2, I'm not going to pronounce the Jewish version because I'm probably, female, okay? 2 genders, right? Number 3, androgynous,
having both male and female characteristics.
Tum-tum, lacking sexual characteristics. Then the next one, number 5, identified female at birth, but later naturally developing male characteristics. Number 6, identified female at birth, but later developing male characteristics through human intervention.
No, identified male at birth, but later naturally developing female characteristics. Then identified male at birth and later developing female characteristics through human intervention. That's where all that stuff comes from.
Yeah, but we gotta stay keep things in perspective.
Yeah.
Now, when I think of the LGBTQ capital of the United States, I think of San Francisco, as far as the percentage of alphabet people living there. They say it's around 6 to 15%. Did you know the capital of Israel, Tel Aviv? Pull up the website. 1 in 4 identify as an alphabet person.
Why do you think that is? I think it's because of their culture. It's because of their religious practices. That's why so many people are labeled LGBTQ. But I want to point something out that's very significant. These people are pushing Jewish people, Jewish faith, the practice of Judaism, this Jewish rabbi, they are pushing their faith on the American public. We can't push Christianity in schools. We can't push our beliefs on anybody, right? Yeah. But they are pushing their beliefs on us. You have a Jewish rabbi telling an American citizen that to call a transgender girl or boy is homophobia. That is nuts. And the black guy asked him, well, what language do I use? I can't use boys in girls' sports. Right. And he asked him, clarify, what language can I use? Yeah. No, they're trans girls. He wants you to call them trans girls because they're girls. Yeah, these people actually forcing their religion. They're forcing us to say certain words over other words. Or they're going to label you as transphobic. You know what's funny? Ben Shapiro, right? He does a lot of videos, bringing attention to all this gender lunacy on the left. Right. He reacts to them. And it's like, how are you going to denigrate these people on the left here in our country who's practically practicing your faith? Right. I don't get it. Well, that's why he's conservative. Huh? But that's his faith. I know that's his faith, yeah. So why is he mocking them in post and criticize them for how they live in their life? Right. And he doesn't point out the fact that a lot of these beliefs is from the Talmud. It's from the book from the religion he practices. That's crazy. You're labeled transphobic if you call a trans girl a biological boy. Yeah. Which is a scientific fact. No, but then he starts quoting like these lies about, all these institutions who recognize this as legitimate, that validates this behavior. Right. Which was all lies. Right. When people but Israel, that's our biggest ally. Y'all know that? Yeah, we're not greatest. That's what I heard on Fox News. They're our biggest ally. In fact, when Trump goes over there, when Obama goes over, when our presidents go over there, they got to put on their little hat. Yeah. They got to do all these things. Why is that? Why do we have... Yeah, well, that's the same thing as we had Netanyahu came out here and we made him wear a cross around him and made him pray to Jesus. Would he do that? We bend the knee to Israel. Why don't they bend the knee for us? It's because pretty much a lot of people feel that that government owns America. They do. AIPAC. Yeah. I do thank them for getting Trump elected, though. I appreciate that. Yeah. But I don't think a lot of conservatives realize this. Yeah. Like, y'all pushing back on all this stuff. Jews are the ones why this is so prevalent in our country. They're forcing their religion on us. They're forcing their culture on us. This has nothing to do with Christianity or being a United or Western civilization. It has nothing to do with us. But the reason why we started practices and why it's in our schools, in our society today, is because of Judaism and how much pull Jews have on our government, on our way of living in this country. Yeah, that's crazy. You can't even share an opinion, share facts with somebody without them labeling you a transphobic. Let me say this. Okay, he's a rabbi, a Jewish leader for the Judaism. What would you think of, like, I see conservatives when they see like a pastor marrying like a gay couple, this is an abomination. Mm. This is that. Y'all totally against it. Right. Right? Why don't I see conservatives being totally against this? Right. But because they're Jewish, that's our biggest ally. That's just y'all stand by them. I think Christians have more in common with Muslims than they do with Jewish. Yeah, but we don't know that because Fox News and the media has labeled Muslims as terrorists, as savages, just trying to take out America. Do you ever stop to consider why people in Iran, Palestinians, people of Muslim faith, why they hate Americans so much? It's not because they they're savages or they're uncivilized or they're inbred people. No, we did a lot of a lot of terrible things to these people. A lot of terrible things. That's why 9/11 happened. But nobody's willing to face that truth. Nobody's willing to face that truth, especially conservatives. That's crazy, man. You'll never see like a Christian, like a minister or a priest, like advocating for like all these different genders. Right.
It's like looked down on in Christianity and Muslim, but in the Talmud,
they celebrate it.
They celebrate, and it's like,
look, I have absolutely if you're a grown adult, live your life. I don't care. I believe in freedom, right?
Yeah.
But when you start to force me to think and behave a certain way and have to accept your religion, your practice, I have a problem with that.
I have a problem when you start pushing on kids too.
Yeah. Say that and he'll cut that out.
I'll leave it in there. Shows character.
I'm sure other conservatives have covered this story, but they haven't covered it like this.
Ain't nobody covering this. Who covered this?
Nobody else talked about this?
They covered this story, but they didn't cover like all the specifics, who that guy was.
That's what I just said.
Oh, okay. My bad. Show's over. Maybe they don't want to touch it because Israel's our biggest ally.